Hey everyone, my name is Mactics. I make the fastest Destiny guide videos on all of YouTube, and today I'm here to show you how to do all of the lootable encounters in the Vaults of Glass raid. If you are looking for any specific individual encounter, check the description below. They will all be linked right there. Before we get started, I just do want to mention I do carries of this raid live on my stream at twitch.tv/Mactics every single day starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. So if you need any help at all, or you just want to stop by and hang out and say hi, I would love to see you there. With all that said, let's get started. Let's start with loadouts. Wither Horde is the king of this encounter for spawn trapping adds as they come out of the doors. For your heavy weapon, bring something that hits hard for the tanky wyverns and overload minotaurs, like a rocket or a xenophage. Finally, bring an overload weapon for the overload minotaurs. I like the Icolos SMG personally, but it's up to you. The special enemies in this encounter are the wyverns, overload minotaurs, and fanatics. A fanatic is a broken explosive goblin that will leave a puddle on death. Standing in this puddle will mark you for negation. More on that later. TLDR though, don't stand in the puddles. This encounter is basically just wave defense. There are 3 total confluxes in the encounter, 1 on left, middle, and right. Each wave throws an onslaught of goblins, hobgoblins, and fanatics that try to walk to the confluxes and sacrifice to them. If enough effects sacrifice to a particular conflux, you wipe. Each wave of adds ends with a large wyvern spawning on each side that a conflux is active for that particular round. After each wave, the Templar will summon its legions, meaning that it will spawn an overload minotaur on each side as well as a slew of major harpies. The first wave consists of defending the middle conflux only, followed by the Templar's legions. The second wave requires you to defend the left and right confluxes, followed by the Templar's legions. The third and final wave has you defend all 3 confluxes, followed by the Templar's legions. Once you kill the third wave of legions, you are done. The only notable mechanic here is that marked for negation I talked about earlier. If you get afflicted with this debuff by walking through the Fanatic's death pools, which, be careful by the way, they blend in with Wither Horde really well, then you will die when the Templar performs the Ritual of Negation, which he does periodically throughout the fight. The only way to survive this is by cleansing yourself of your negation mark by quickly running across the plate of light in the bottom middle of the encounter. Make sure to note, however, that this plate has a cooldown once used, so if multiple members are marked for negation, they should coordinate to run over the plate together. Let's start with loadouts. Wither Horde is the king of this encounter for spawn trapping adds as they come out of the doors for those focused on ad clear. Those in charge of clearing oracles, however, which will be 2 to 3 members of your team, will want xenophage as it one-shots them with ease. This encounter is a memory game involving oracles, which are small, light blue cubes that spawn in specific spots in a random order that you must kill in that same order. Killing an oracle out of order will force you to repeat that wave and afflict the entire team with the marked for negation and require you to go cleanse in the middle plate before the Templar performs the Ritual of Negation. The first wave consists of 3 oracles to order and kill. Each subsequent wave contains 1 additional oracle than the previous one. The encounter ends when you kill the 5th and final wave consisting of 7, aka all of the oracles. No oracle will have to be killed twice in the same wave, and the oracles will show their order twice. Their third appearance will have all oracles spawn at the same time and require players to kill them in their previously shown order for that particular wave. For roles, I recommend a left oracle caller/killer, a right oracle caller/killer, a scribe, and 3 ad clearers in left, middle, and right. The left oracle caller/killer should stand here in the encounter, where they can see all 3 of the left side oracles and the middle oracle. The right side oracle caller/killer should stand here, where they can see all 3 of the right side oracles. As the oracles spawn, the callers should call out which ones are spawning. You can use whatever callouts work for your team, but these are the callouts that my team decided to go with. I highly recommend single character callouts like 1, 2, and 3, as opposed to double character callouts like L1, L2, and L3. The role of the scribe is to note this callout order and then to relay it to the killers when it comes time to kill the oracles. If you are on PC, this can be done simply in Fireteam chat, and if you are on console, I recommend a piece of paper. Meanwhile, the ad killers are keeping everyone safe while they do their jobs and dispatch every ad in the arena. Start with loadouts. Double slug shotguns with Anarchy while swapping with sprint cancels is the best possible DPS option, but it can be a little difficult to execute. If you can do this, run this loadout. If not, Izanagi's with an auto-loading rocket or Anarchy with a secondary sniper will work just fine. Your first Titan and Warlock should run Bubble and Well of Radiance respectively, and any additional Titans and Warlocks should run Thunder Crash and Nova Bomb. This encounter requires you to kill the Templar. Simple enough. Notable mechanics here are the Relic Shield, the Oracles, the Templar's Teleport, the Ritual of Negation, and the Detain mechanic. Let's start with the Relic Shield. Blocking with this in hand creates a dome around yourself that can block the Templar's damage. Additionally, the super on this relic fires a charged blast which, if shot at the Templar, will remove his immunity shield and allow your team to do damage to him. After removing the immunity shield, the Templar will detain one random player on your fire team, trapping them in a Vex dome that other players must shoot you out of. The Templar will then detain another player for each blocked teleport. While detained, you are unable to do anything whatsoever. No shooting, no jumping, no sprinting, nothing. Speaking of blocking teleports though, the Templar will constantly try to teleport when damageable. If successful, he will move to his new location and reacquire his immune shield. The teleports can be stopped by having a player stand inside of the teleport circle while the Templar is trying to teleport. He can teleport to 5 locations: far left, back left, middle, mid right, and back right. However, he can't teleport to the spot he is already in, obviously, so you only need to worry about 4 locations at any given time. Now, Oracles. Just like the previous encounter, the Oracles will spawn in a specific order that you must then kill them in. The order will show twice, and the third appearance is the kill phase. The Templar will only ever spawn 3 Oracles as well. Failure to kill the Oracles in the correct order will mark you for negation, which will result in your death when the Templar casts the Ritual of Negation. To cleanse yourself and avoid death, run over the plate in the lower middle area of the encounter. Please note though that this plate has a cooldown, so coordinate with your teammates to run over it together if they are also marked with negation. Additionally, please note that there are also fanatics in this encounter that can mark you for negation with their death pools left on the ground. If you get marked by them, same strategy applies. For roles, I recommend a relic holder / teleport blocker with everyone else focused on DPS. To begin the encounter, pick up the relic. Shortly after, a wave of oracles should be spawning. Take out this wave of oracles in the proper order and hit the Templar boss with the super from the relic. This will take out his shield and detain a player. Shoot out the detained player. From here on out, the relic holder is only concerned with finding the teleport rings around the arena and standing in them to block the Templar's teleport. The DPS team is only worried about absolutely nuking the Templar as fast as they can. After about 3 blocked teleports, the Templar will spawn another wave of oracles, but you should be able to nuke him down before those mark and kill you. Let's start with loadouts. A heavy-hitting weapon like Anarchy, a rocket, or an LMG is awesome here. Pair that with a sniper for majors and your overload mod capable ad-clearing weapon of choice, and you are good to go. This encounter requires you to protect some more confluxes, with a few twists. Notable mechanics here are the Gatekeeper, portals, portal platforms, confluxes, Praetorians, Relic Shield, and Teleport Destabilized mechanic. Let's start with the Gatekeeper. The Gatekeeper is an enemy that starts the fight in the back of the room. Killing him drops a relic in the back center of the room. Throughout the encounter, additional Gatekeepers will spawn in the middle island of the encounter. If a Gatekeeper is alive, then all available portals will be closed until he is killed. Speaking of portals, let's talk about those. There are 2 portal platforms in this encounter, one on the left, which opens the left side portal, which takes you to the past, aka Mars, and one on the right, which opens the right side portal, which takes you to the future, aka Venus. To open the portals, have a player stand on the plate outside of the portal while fending off any enemies from touching it to open it. Inside each of these portals is a conflux that must be defended from waves of Vex spawning in. After a few waves of Vex, each side will get one of 2 special enemies, either a Wyvern or a Praetorian Minotaur. The Wyvern is simply a big scary boy with a lot of damage and HP. No special mechanics. The Praetorian, however, has an immunity shield that can only be broken with the Relic Shield. I would like to note though that as of the making of this video, you can shoot through this shield with the Praetorian Lens Exotic Trace Rifle, but you don't need any cheeses because you're a god at this game. The trick with the Relic Shield, however, is that when you run through a portal while holding the Relic Shield, whether you go in or out, you will receive the Teleport Destabilization debuff. This debuff prevents you from running through any portals for 40 seconds. To play around this mechanic, a team of 4 players will take turns swapping back and forth between portals and the outside main arena, trading the shield as necessary. So, for example, a player will run into Venus with the Relic Shield, break the Praetorian Immunity Shield, and then give the shield to the player already in Venus, since they themselves would be unable to exit Venus since they walked in with the shield, thus receiving the debuff. The player who then took the shield outside of Venus to the main arena would then give the shield to the Flex player outside, since they themselves have the debuff from exiting Venus and would be unable to enter Mars. After defending 5 waves of Wyvern/Praetorians, the confluxes in the portals will disappear and a conflux in the middle main arena will appear. All 6 players must go to the middle to defend the central conflux. You will be met with 3 Praetorians, 1 from the middle, back left, and back right, followed by 3 Wyverns from the same locations. Once all 3 Wyverns are killed, you've beaten the encounter. For roles, I recommend a beginning Relic Shield holder, a Portal Plate defender on each side, a starting Venus and starting Mars player who will start by running into Venus and Mars respectively, and a Flex Relic player hovering around in the main arena. The Portal Plate defenders will simply hang out at their plates killing adds, Overload Minotaurs, and the Gatekeepers as they spawn. The other 4 players will take turns round robining between the portals and main arena, passing the Relic Shield as necessary to avoid the Teleport Destabilization debuff, and always have a person able to break the Praetorian Shield. Let's start with loadouts. Double slug shotguns in Anarchy, if you decided to stand close to Atheon, is the best damage option, but it makes the rest of the encounter a lot more difficult. Unless you are highly experienced, I personally recommend a sniper, your favorite ad clearing weapon, and Anarchy. Izanagi's in a rocket works just fine too. Warlocks want at least 1 Well of Radiance with the rest on Nova Bombs. Titans want Thunder Crash, and Hunters want Golden Gun. I've heard good things about Blade Barrage too, but I haven't used it myself, so proceed with caution. This encounter requires you to kill Atheon. Simple enough, but he is immune, so how do we get to damaging him? The mechanics we need to worry about here are the portals, the portal platforms, teleportation, oracles, relic shield, lost to darkness / cleanse, and imminent detain. Let's skim over portals because we just talked about them for the previous encounter. Gatekeeper. Left portal is Mars, right is Venus. Stand on the plate to open the portal, boom, done. Now, teleportation. After a brief ad clearing phase, Atheon will teleport 3 random guardians into either Mars or Venus as a group. Once they get teleported, they must call out which side they got sent to, so the outside team that did not get teleported knows which portal plate to go stand on and open while they fight off the supplicants. The team inside the portal as well will have a relic to pick up. This relic's cleanse mechanic via the lock button is key here. While inside a portal, players will slowly become lost to darkness as their screens go black until they can no longer see anything. To reset this dark screen mechanic, the player with the relic must hold the block button to create a light dome. Standing inside the light dome will cleanse any players being lost to darkness. Also worth noting that the relic can be dropped, but will disappear if on the ground for too long. If it disappears, your team automatically wipes. Now, oracles. Atheon will spawn 3 waves of 3 oracles in each wave that must be killed in a specific shown order. The order will be shown outside in the main arena, but the oracles must be killed inside of the Venus/Mars portal. Remember, the Venus, Mars, and main arenas are in identical layout as they are simply past, present, and future versions of the same location. So, the player in the main arena must call out the order that the oracles spawn in so that the players inside the portal can kill the oracles in that same order. These are the callouts that I use for Atheon, but if you have a different callout set that you can use, that is totally fine. There is no wrong answer for callouts here. You can call them banana and chocolate milk for all I care. In between each wave of oracles, some Vex adds will spawn inside the portals, with a Praetorian with an immune shield that can only be destroyed with the relic coming with each wave. After killing the 3rd oracle in the 3rd wave, aka the 9th total oracle, Atheon will become damageable as indicated by the Guardians make their own fate text in the chat. This is your time to damage Atheon. Make sure the relic holder does a final cleanse at some point for the individuals that were in the portal after they exit the portal. No rush on this, but do it before the DPS phase is over completely, when Time's Vengeance buff goes away. Only other thing to note here is the imminent detain debuff. During the DPS phase, Atheon will pick one random player to debuff with imminent detain. After about 6 seconds, this player will become detained, snatching up any teammates near them with detainment as well. The player with this debuff must run away from the rest of the team and call out when they are detained so the rest of the team can shoot them out. And that's everything. I hope this video helped, and if it did, please consider leaving a like on the video or even maybe subscribing to the channel if you want to see some of my other content. If you need a team to run this with, check out the LFG channel in my Discord server, linked in the description below, or drop by my stream, come run it with me. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day.